And here we are again, back in your life. Another week of the Cleaner Cast. Dewar, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. It's kind of scary. 16 days until Christmas, so
Right.
if you're into that, there's a little over 2 calendar weeks to get that done.
Mhm.
So if you haven't already stocked up, might be a good time to do so.
Speaking of that, boy, do I have some good ideas for some stocking stuffers. Ain't that right, Dewar?
Yes, you
I think
sure
we
do.
got some stuff you can check out. You can go check out the Cleaner Stash for some nice last-minute stocking stuffer ideas. We got all kind of stuff over there. Got Oberk Detail Guards, Canadian company. We'll have them on sooner or later, huh, Dewar?
Yeah.
PNS, I got some kits. You can get wheel and tire kit, all kind of good stuff. The Clean Maker kit, you can mix it up yourself. IK sprayers, all that good stuff. I'm working on getting some Phoenix EOD. Maybe if Aaron will slack off on the apple juice over there and figure it out. But we'll get him on there one day.
Yeah.
But yeah, promo Jamie 10. Go check out the Cleaner Stash. The links are in bio. And Car Supplies Warehouse. If none of my stuff tickles your fancy, there's got to be some at Car Supplies Warehouse you can find.
They got a couple things.
They got a couple things over there, and they also have their 12 days of Christmas sale going on right now, Dewar. 12 days
that's a common theme in the retail world. It's pretty cool. They're kind of taking full advantage. I mean,
that's right.
You guys down there, it seems like their sales from the beginning of Thanksgiving right until the New Year. So
it just goes on for like 2 or 3 months now.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, they're the day one was today. For 20% off their wash collection, use code WASHME to go check out soaps, wash mitts, all kind of good stuff. I even saw Race Deck on there. But yeah, use that promo code WASHME. But you got to use my links if you want to support the channel. So make sure you click on one of my Car Supplies Warehouse link. Go use that promo code of the day. And stay tuned for that. And one more is DIY Detail. You can go check them out. They have a holiday care kit. Perfect stocking stuffer, or if you're interested in checking out DIY Detail, comes with incredible suds, tire dressing, quick beads, and crystal clear for the chemicals. Some good professional looking bottles that come with those Toco sprayers. I mean, that's just a bonus.
Awesome sprayers.
Has a bucket, grit guard, good wash mitt, good towel. I mean, that's a heck of a kit. Go check that out. Promo Jamie 10 will save you over there. Dewar, what you got on the Canadian side of things for the Dewar?
Yeah, friends over at TOC Supplies, I know they're ramping up for Christmas. We're going to be working on some holiday gift guides here to get those last minute shoppers. The ones that don't like to proactively purchase things; they like to wait to the last minute, kind of thing. Not too bad. I mean, don't wait too late because you still got to factor in shipping times. But my Bucky VW gets you 10% off over there for TOC Supplies. And then for my Canadian friends, like you said, the DIY Detail over at Carzilla, Bucky VW gets you 5% off. So definitely saving some money this time of year. And I will shake things up a little bit and do a little comment here from G. Davis. He was looking forward to my World Cup breakdown. So not a big soccer fan, but I will break it down anyways. I was keeping tabs on the scores. Croatia took Brazil in penalties. So bit of an upset there, I guess, depending on where you're from and how you think about that. And then Argentina beat the Netherlands. So I know our good friend Hans Klosen will be taking a what do we call it? A bereavement day, I think is what we're going to be doing. So send your thoughts and prayers to Hans because he is probably not in a great place right now. But other than that, though, it's we're trickling right around that freezing mark. So hopefully able to get some cars cleaned up this weekend and get ready for the hecticness that the holiday season brings.
Yeah, that's right. So Canada calls it soccer as well. They don't call it football.
Yeah. We
it's a North American thing. We all call it soccer.
I think so. Yeah, football, soccer, whatever you want to do.
That's right. Dewar, we got some more news this week. We had an interesting phone call. I don't know if we're supposed to talk about it yet, but I think we can break the news because it's already, the storyline was already in motion, right? I mean, that's why we're here in the first place doing this podcast every week. Was getting ready to do it, but why don't you tell him who gave us a call this week, Mr.
So some of you may know him as the original Master of Shine, Leviticus Gates for those that you don't know. He is one of the front men of the Rag Company, and we are going to be live on location at TRCMA in the first week of April for 2023.
That's right.
So look
It
forward
is
to that. We're
official
going
now.
to, I think it's going to be a little, for those sports fans out there, it's going to be very Sports Center focused. You know, we're going to have the stack of papers to knock on the table, draw some scribblies on some papers, be real official. So,
that's right. Some X's, some O's. We'll be talking about the MVPs. All that good stuff.
We'll be drawing up plays for the day. So,
but yeah, we got that phone call. So it is, the whole Cleaner cast, me and you were flying out to Boise, Idaho, to host a little pre-show, post-game scenario like we did on Instagram and earlier this year. So we're gonna do our best there, huh, Dewar?
I sure hope so. Yeah, we're gonna be starting off every day, and I mean it's. You know, everything rides on us. If it starts out crappy, no one's going to want to tune in. I mean, the hardcores will, but
we've been practicing, so I think we're pretty good at it at this point. So,
but I like G's comment about the TRC Blazer. May have to go to the local thrift store and get a cobbler to put some leather patches on it. Make it real official.
Yeah, we're going to be suited up, ready to go. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
So get ready, and we're going to have to put it in overdrive. No more breaks till TRCMA. So we're going to have to pump out some good episodes and stay fresh, because that week off for Thanksgiving, I mean, just that was rough. It's hard to come back. So we got to keep it fresh, keep it going. We're going to line up some big guests, probably more TRCMA related as we get closer to the show. But yeah, all right, let's get this party started. This week we have Kleentech Car Care on. Just phenomenal wheel and tire cleaner, and he's expanding the line as he goes. So we're going to hear from him today, everybody. So let's get him on the show, Mr. Adolfo.
Hey, what's going on? How are you guys?
Hello.
Good. This is my first time getting interviewed, but I'm excited. I'm excited for for all of us. I do want to appreciate the opportunity. Located in LA. So yeah, just want to tell you guys about the cleaners. The cleaners, man. Game changers. I appreciate all the supporters. They being supporting Kleentech since day one. They putting it out there. I try my best with marketing, but it's just hard, man. Especially when you're dealing with like two companies detailing, and products. It's just it gets hectic, So so definitely try my best. Started the company about 3 years ago. It's growing slowly but surely. And we started doing some blends on the wheel cleaner, and it took about, I would say, a year, because I was very specific. I was very specific on the way I wanted to to develop this cleaner. So we're talking about breaker. It was kind of difficult to bring it to where I wanted it, just because it was never done the way it got done. So and it's funny the way it all started. I've been in the industry since 2009.
So let's start there. Let's start back where you started, and then let's just go from there, and then we'll work our way up to the chemicals. Look right here, Michael Estrada Jr., Mr. Swanky from Studio 94. One of our guests from last week he was the first one I saw kind of use breaker. And he, threw down the gauntlet, said it was some of the best stuff he's used. And you reached out to me a couple weeks ago, sent me some, and I've got to say, breaker and knockout, just fantastic 1-2 punch. And but like I said, let's take a step back here from your history and how you've started detailing and got into it, and what led you to designing such a fantastic wheel and tire cleaner. Let's take it away.
I've been in the industry since 2009. Started detailing with my uncle. It was his business. At the time, detailing, I'm not sure how long you guys been in the industry, but back then it was very simple. All you needed was a bucket, your 5-6 products, and just a minivan, a truck, mini truck, So it was very simple, right? We didn't have none of this like fancy equipment, fancy products. It was just
foam
simple,
cannons weren't even a thing there, huh?
Yeah. And I helped my uncle for like 3 years, and I saw all the mistakes that he would make, but I
Right.
wouldn't say anything. I was just, the employee. And
Yeah.
I would scratch my head on. I was like, oh, okay. But again, for me, it was a learning process, right?
Mhm.
Sure.
I really started getting very interested on, detailing, just because I don't know, I feel relaxed every time we would detail a very filthy vehicle, and just, to have the ability to transform that, to a super clean vehicle was very exciting and relaxing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, really tiring, because we would knock out like at least 10 cars a day, back to back. And after helping him for 3 years, I decided to move up north here, 2 hours from LA. My dad got very sick. He got diabetes. He lost his sight. So I had to move, to help him
Yeah.
out.
Mhm.
It was very difficult to see your hero, just falling.
Hmm.
It was
Definitely.
very heartbroken. So I did what I could to help him out financially, and it was very hard times. I got a job at a local car wash, those drive-through car wash,
Mhm.
and
Hmm.
another experience, seeing, just literally meeting clients and customers bringing their brand new black vehicle, just
Right.
getting scratched.
Hmm.
Just
Bringing it
getting
through the
scratched,
scratch machine 9000. Yeah.
right. So here and there I would tell them, and they don't understand that language, because that's detailing
Yeah.
language, right? You would tell them, oh, you're getting sorrows and blah blah blah, it's getting scratched, and why not? And they'll be like, wait, what? So, but again, it was just another, process of experience.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, I did 5 years. It was very, very hard work. Let me tell you. Just driving cars back to back, nonstop
Yeah.
for like 8 hours. It was
Hmm.
very exhausting. And not only that, I got tired from the owners, the bosses not appreciating your hard work. The more,
Mhm.
when
Yeah.
you're young, the more you work, the more they expect from you, right? And it's no, like, we're humans, we're not robots, we're not meant to last forever. We're not meant to have you know energy 24/7. You know what I mean? So there's gonna be
Yeah.
times where, like, you're gonna feel like you just don't want to do anything, and there's gonna be days where, like, yeah, you just have the energy to work. So got tired, and before I quit, I was like, I need to start my detailing business. I have a little bit of experience, and but the whole idea of starting my business was, before quitting my job. um my last paychecks, started buying my equipment little by little, and chemicals. And before quitting, I had already um contact some of, like, I'm not sure if this is the right thing to do, when
Mhm.
when you have a job and you're trying to, take clients. But I was just trying to make a living, right?
Hmm.
And these are the clients that they wanted me to detail their vehicles, because I would tell them, on my last days of the job, I would tell them, like, look, I'm gonna start my own detailing business. I'm gonna be washing cars mobile. I'm gonna be mobile. So the benefit of it, it's that I'm gonna, come to you, and
Mhm.
they
Bringing a
they
more
literally
premium
like that.
service.
Of course, so they like the idea, the concept of, me coming to them, so um, it worked really well. Uh, and yeah, so when I quit my job, I literally had everything. Had my van, had the equipment. I was ready to go. And
Mhm.
it's a very small town. Population, I would say, um, around not even 1,500. Very small
Yeah.
town. So nothing but fields. A lot of work fields over there.
Mhm. Mhm.
And Jesus, it was getting scary, because I saw the future, and I was like, there's not a lot of opportunities here. I gotta do something about it, because if I stay here, nothing, it's gonna change. Like, if I stay here for like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, I'm just gonna be stuck on the same, position, same situation. So,
Yeah.
just did 3 months, and I told my dad, I was like, Dad, you know what? And by that time, my dad, he, like I said and mentioned, like he had completely, lost his vision, his sight. And over that 5 years that I was there at my dad's house, he went to church. He met a lot of awesome people, so they help him, spiritually,
Yeah.
bring his, strength back to
Mhm.
accept his reality and to learn how to live life, under his condition. So
Sure.
I told my dad, and Dad, there's not much that I can do staying here. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to pursue, something that would benefit me in the long term. So I gotta move back to because I have always lived in LA. That's like
Hmm.
my hometown. So moved with mom, and mom wasn't really, because they split up. So mom
Mhm.
wasn't really um 100% with my decision, but she was like, if that's what you want, what can I do? You're a grown man, so you gotta do what you gotta do.
Hmm.
So my dad was another, you know, um, another person that uh, you know, uh, wasn't really kind of. He didn't. It's not like he wanted to support. It was more like he didn't want me to live, because he had already um seen my side of like help, and he got used to be around. So but again, there was nothing that he could do, and I told him, look, you may not see my vision, but from now on, in 2 years, I'm gonna be where I wanted to be, and if I stay here, I'm not gonna accomplish that. So he was like, you know what, you're right, like I'm sorry to try to stop you, but you gotta understand that I went through hard times, and
Hmm.
but again, I appreciate for your support. So then I moved back to LA, and I
Mhm.
started from zero, big city,
Big city. Yep.
and
A
it
lot
got
more people than
Hmm.
intimidating.
1,500, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's an
definitely, man.
understatement.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but again, I knew that something was gonna happen as long as I would,
Mhm.
as long as I would put the work. You know what I mean? Because
Yep.
nothing's just
Hmm.
magically gonna happen. So um, I was excited and scared because I didn't know where to start. I was
Mhm.
new to the whole industry. I don't know what was gonna happen, and so I moved to like the ghetto side of LA with my sister, and I stayed with my mom for like 2 months. Then moved with my sister to like the ghetto side of LA, and that didn't last very long. Uh, as you can already imagine, living in the hood, it's can happen a lot of things. So they stole
Yeah.
my equipment twice
Mm.
Oh,
in less
jeez.
than 2 months, in less than two,
Yeah.
like literally everything.
Jeez.
Good thing I had a business insurance, so I was
Oh,
able to
nice.
recover basically
Nice
everything.
move.
Yeah. So, but it was tough times, hard times. Sometimes I would ask
Mhm.
myself like, is this gonna really gonna work, or am I have to go back to a job?
Mhm.
Especially because when that happened, literally had zero money, like didn't have
Mm.
anything, and at the time I had someone living with me, and it was kind of embarrassing, going through that situation, not having anything, and then being responsible of someone, that you're supposed to provide, and you're supposed to give an example, and as a man of the house, you're supposed to contribute, right? And going through
Mhm.
that situation really put me in a hard position. But again, I took it as a motivation, right? Like rather than just go the other route, and take a negative.
Mhm.
Hmm.
That's
I tend to
the
be, yeah, yeah,
the
and
journey
I
of the entrepreneur, right? Starts off rough.
adversity,
You
man.
really rough.
So
Yeah.
but yeah, there was times where like I would just contemplate on what was best, what was the best thing to do at the moment, especially
Mhm.
because I was still like building, and building a foundation of clients, potential clients, and regular customers, and
Yeah.
that really taught me a lot. Just how to be tough and how to take
Mhm.
negative things and convert them into positive messages. So definitely that after that happened, I just continued knocking doors. Went to the cities here in LA, Beverly Hills, Hollywood. Literally passed out business cards. Literally, I would like put my uniform.
Mhm.
I would walk around the city, talking to people, introducing myself, introducing our business, and just like anything, there's always a prize for something. So
Mhm. So were
um,
you Kleentech then, or did that come later? The name Kleentech.
no. So the name Cleantech, it began at the moment I came up with the idea. So that like literally came along the whole time.
The
So
whole time. Wow,
uh,
that's cool. Yeah,
Very
it
cool.
took
great
Yeah.
name.
me.
Great name.
Thank you. It took me about 2-3 months, the whole logo, the whole name.
Mm.
Because like I said, my vision was very clear, like from the name, presentation, the way I would present myself, the way I would deliver our services.
Yeah.
So to me, like I always said, man, presentation is key. It
Mhm.
plays a
Mhm.
big role in a
Yep.
business. So I had that very clear at an early stage of the whole process of the business. And but I appreciate for the whole name of
Yeah.
Cleantech. Man, a lot of we get a lot of compliments about the logo, the name. But
Very
Yeah.
and my
clean. The
thing
logo
it's
is very eye catching. Just a really good logo design you came up with and name. So for it
my
to be the whole
thank you.
time, all the way through, is very cool.
My thing it's always keep it simple but catchy, right? Doesn't
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to be
Yep.
extremely um extremely, how can I say this, you don't have to implement a lot of
Doesn't need to be super
elements in a
flashy.
logo.
Mhm.
Super flashy, yeah. Just keep it simple but catchy.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
100%
so yeah,
agree.
and thank you. So yeah, so then after that, business was doing good. We were
Mhm.
still passing, and handing out business cards. We were still working on our marketing, and it was still like a learning process.
Mhm.
I always say that no matter how old you are, no matter how much experience you got, you're still gonna learn because there's
Yep.
always new things coming out. There's new
Absolutely.
methods, there's new steps. So
Mhm.
definitely, I'm an open-minded person. I'm always willing to learn.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're gonna keep growing.
Mhm. Yeah. So at this
And
point, you had the early detailing, and then you worked at a car wash, and then you came back to a more premium style of detailing. So how did
right.
when you came back, was everything kind of changed? Did you start seeing kind of newer, like the foam cannons? When did all that start getting implemented?
That's funny because when the whole like back in 2009, when like I mentioned, everything was
Yeah.
simple, and when
Hmm.
I inverted into the new era of detailing,
Yeah. Was
it
it a
was
new
just
scene when you
surprising.
came back?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
completely different. I was even like, whoa, because keep in mind, like when I got into the business, I was trying to get more knowledge, and the whole
Hmm.
YouTube, the whole tutorial, the whole like new era of detailing. I wanted to learn more about it. So when started watching all these videos, I got surprised. Like the foam cannon, I thought it was so cool because I never seen that,
Hmm.
and like the rest of the chemicals. Then I was just spending money, not
Yeah.
thinking that
Yeah.
I'm barely starting. I gotta,
Hmm.
be careful where I'm investing my money because, you
Yep.
can
Mhm.
easily just blow it away because you guys know there's a lot of cool, equipment out there. And,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
but
It's easy
again,
to
the
get
question
caught
Hey,
up.
is,
I'm a gadget
yeah,
man, so I have a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
but the question is, do you really need it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I quickly realized that you gotta control that because it can be addictive. It can be addictive,
Mhm.
and I learned how to manage my money and really spend it on really things that they do really matter, or like things that are really really necessary. Unless they're not, then don't. But really cool. Yeah, it was surprising, and again, I felt like I was at zero. You know what I mean? I felt like there
Yeah.
was another. I felt like there was like other guys that were just killing out there. So I like I mentioned, I'm an open-minded person. So
Mhm.
I started reaching out to like the biggest detailers here in LA. At the time, they were dominating,
Mhm.
and just to gain a little bit more knowledge, and to kind of speed up the experience process rather than just take my time and commit my own failures and learn the
Right.
hard way. I was like, how
Yeah.
can I step it up and prevent some of these mistakes? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That
because if
others have made.
you're
So
learning by yourself, you gotta, run into the errors before you learn the right way to do something.
right,
So yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I like that idea of reaching out to people who's already kind of figured it
yeah,
out and you helping you out.
right. So
How'd that go?
luckily there was yeah. So luckily there was this detailer that at the time he was really known. Excuse me. And so I reached out to him and I was like, hey, like I do really admire your work. I would like to know if I can get some, tips and help. And, I just moved to LA, for better opportunities for the detailing business. And I was even like willing to help him out just to pick his brain.
Sure.
So, um, luckily and thankfully, he did accept my proposal. He was like, you know what? I'm actually looking for a helper. And I told him, look, in the meantime,
Nice.
I can, help you on my days off or like the days that I'm slow.
Hmm.
So, man, I was so excited and I'm like, damn, like this is really, really gonna, help me grow quick, and coming from someone that's been in the industry but like 11 years at the time. Yeah, he was,
Hmm.
Mhm.
yeah, around that time. And yeah, it was pretty exciting. Learn really, the marketing side. This guy he's really genius on the marketing side. And he was like, look, you can be the best detailer in the market, and
Hmm.
but if you
But if
don't
no
know
one
how to,
sees you. Hmm.
if you don't know how to sell yourself, you're not gonna get really far, So just
Right.
focus on, on your marketing and and
Mhm.
I bet
and yeah, it
especially in
was like
LA, it's probably super competitive out there. You really got to try and stand out.
oh man, you drive literally anywhere in LA
Hmm.
and literally you're gonna run to like a bunch of detailers everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Luckily,
There's a
there's
big
millions and
demand.
millions of cars for all to all go
Oh yeah,
around.
man.
Yeah.
And I I think it's pretty dumb how some detailers, especially I experienced it here in
Hmm.
LA. It can be anywhere too. Just they feel intimidated and they get upset when they feel like you're on their territory. But it's like, dude, like how many cars
I
are
think
there? Like there's more.
there's
I
always enough to go around.
at this
Always.
point, I think there's more cars than humans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
and yeah, so that went really well. Learned a lot from this guy.
Good. Mhm.
And just focus on my thing. Now the whole thing about the product line, it was
Well,
pretty funny.
how did his tips help you to get successful on the detailing side before we hit the products? What tips did you take from that? Did you clean up the logo? Did you start what'd you
Uh,
implement into your business?
to answer your question about cleaning the logo, I actually did. It was the same name, same
Hmm.
letters.
Yeah.
It was just kind of slanted with an outline car.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
Yeah, pretty
just
like everybody
decided.
else pretty much does. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
kind of
So
blending in with all the other detailers. Yeah. Hmm.
so I would see that around, social media, and I was like, you know what? Let's clean it up. Just make it
Yep.
more simple but catchy. Not change much. Just
Hmm.
still
Yeah.
keep like the same foundation.
Yeah.
And that worked. Liked it a lot. And not only that, the most important thing was like upselling. You know,
Upsell.
I keep in mind there's a difference between coming from being an employee
Hmm.
to be a salesman. I always say this, and I
Hmm.
still teach the young generation when they DM me asking, "Hey, how do you get new clients? How do you run a
Mhm.
successful business?" And I always tell them, you know, there's two things that you have to keep in mind. You
Hmm.
know, being a detailer is one thing, and being a sales, man, it's different. So when you combine
Yeah.
those together, you grow your business. Because anybody can wash a car. There's no doubt.
Mhm.
You know, you give them a bucket, you give them the tools, you give them the product, they'll wash and clean the car. It may not be like the most, luxurious or the most professional, but they'll get the job done.
Right.
But selling, it's a different totally thing. How do I make a sale? How do I upsell this client? You really have to get on the that educational, side of the business. And at the beginning, it was kind of intimidating because I'm not used to it, right? I would go wash, the client's vehicles, and I would see like they needed like an add-on, like extra stuff.
Yeah.
But
Trim
my fear was
restoration.
like,
Yeah.
right. But my fear was like, how do I tell them?
Yeah.
And
You probably did a couple just for free. Like, I'm just gonna do it, and we'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
and my
But
thing,
sooner or later, you
and
gotta
my
start
thing was
charging
like,
for it.
so my thing was that I didn't want them to think that I'm just trying to take advantage of the situation and try to get them more money out of the
Yeah.
pocket. So it was just like, man, like, so all these like little I would say little excuses will block me, right? Rather
Yeah.
than, like I said, because I didn't know how to be a salesperson, so
Yep. I've been there.
I didn't
Yep.
understand it, right? So
Mhm.
but one thing I remember really quickly was when one really important tip that I learned from this guy was that he goes like, look, you're the detailer, right? You're supposed to know the needs of the vehicle,
Right.
what it needs to be done, whether it's handler restoration, leather cleaning, leather conditioning, um and trim restoration. He was like, you
Mhm.
have to communicate that to the client,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and there's
Yep.
a really like friendly approach, so that they don't think that you just try to take advantage. Let them
Mhm.
know, hey, Bob,
Yeah.
Todd, I just detail your vehicle, but I noticed that your leather needs like some type of cleaning with like conditioning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just letting you know because the vehicle needs it. If you're interested on
Mhm.
getting it done, we can set up an appointment. Next time we'll be more than glad
Yeah.
to get it done. So that it just opened my mind, and when I opened my mind and started realizing how easy and simple it is, man, it was just totally
Yeah.
easy. So
That's awesome. Yeah. I just wanted to hear
definitely.
that real quick. Definitely good tips. Probably helping out someone out there. Do you got anything before we move on to these chemicals?
No, I was gonna say just it's a good story and always just learning
Mhm.
and again taking a break and then coming back and seeing all this new tech and kind of
Yeah.
adapting to learn it. And again, it's easy enough to get caught up in the the gadget game, and just wanting
Yep.
all the new stuff. But I
Look.
mean, if you can
Yeah.
have stuff that increases your efficiencies and just make your life easier, and you can just knock out something a lot faster. And even like you said too, with the upselling side of things, is that with detailing, it's so easy to do a little test spot somewhere, because the proof is in the pudding. It's like, if you're
Right.
doing a leather cleaning, it's like, hey, here's a little section on your seat. This is what it can do. And then even
Mhm.
on, paint correction, do a little spot, say, hey, this is what's possible,
Yep.
knock something out and take 5-10 minutes. And, it's right there. You don't have to, kind of make it seem like it's snake oil or anything like that.
Yeah.
You can physically show and hey, like this is what you're going to get, and for X amount of dollars I can do this to the whole vehicle and make it stay that way.
Mhm. Yeah, I will say me and you are on the newer side of detailing. I'd say we came in with all the gadgets. We were all excited.
We're
That's why we're here
spoiled.
doing this podcast. Yeah, we got all the gadgets. So really cool hearing your story from coming from, the old school side of things, taking a break a little bit. You worked at the car wash, but kind of taking a break, coming back, learning about
Yeah.
customer service, learning how to do the add-ons, all that good stuff, cleaning up the logo. But that leads us to the chemical line of Kleentech. Breaker and Knockout, the 1-2 wheel and tire punch. This stuff is fantastic. So these were the first two products you come up with?
Yes.
Yeah. So what
Yeah.
led you from trying different companies' wheel and tire cleaners, and you going, man, this stuff, I think I can do a little bit better. There it is, Breaker right there. I didn't know what was happening there. Do you really?
Yeah.
But yeah, what
But I
led
had
to the
lost it for a
story of
second.
you coming up with a Breaker and Knockout? Tell us how you got into the chemical side.
Yes, of course. Nah, man, it was just, after trying so many products, um, just, experiencing some of them would work fine. Some others, it was just, they were just pricey, but wouldn't, get the job done. Um, and the whole idea and the whole concept of creating, which is now Breaker, was when one day I was just dealing with some heavy, brake dust on this. I think it was Beamer. Yeah, it was just caked on. So I
Mhm.
was using the greaser,
Classic.
your typical, yeah, alkaline cleaner, and
Yep.
I was just diluting it, as stated on the instructions,
Mhm.
3 to 1, and it was just in, it wasn't even doing anything, it wasn't even cleaning it.
Mhm.
So did a little stronger, so I went more concentrate, and I was still, and keep in mind, I was just agitating with a wheel brush,
Mhm.
and I saw a little bit of cleaning, but not as expected. And man, like I tried so many, Tried like one of the most famous cleaners out there, and it wasn't doing the job. So he
Mhm.
came
Mhm.
to I went to SEMA. I went to SEMA back in, I believe, 2017.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure
Yep.
you guys familiar with SEMA, right?
Oh
Oh
yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So just went to SEMA, and went with a friend at the time, and we were there for 3 days. Just walking, and meeting all these awesome people, detailers,
Mhm.
and companies. So I came across these blenders, and I was like, this is my opportunity,
Sure.
to do something about, the issue with wheel cleaner. Maybe we can come up with something that can, make not only my job easier, but if maybe we can put it out there on the market,
Mhm.
can simplify others, wheel cleaning method, to
Sure.
knock it out faster. Um, so yeah, so we got in contact with this company. They're blenders. All they do is just blend for small business owners, and
Right.
for big companies as well.
Nice.
And pretty much told them what I wanted it to develop, and the idea of creating a good wheel cleaner.
Mhm.
So we started working on the blends. And it took, like I mentioned, about a year. After trying different formulas, and trying it on different wheels,
Mhm.
different scenarios, and it wasn't it wasn't working at the beginning. It wasn't working, because keep in mind, at the time it was just like your traditional,
Right.
alkaline
Yep.
degreaser,
Pretty
so
much. Yeah. So
it
what
was,
changed?
I don't know. Yeah, so it felt like I was just, I don't know. I felt like I was a pain in the ass for these guys, because
Yeah, because you
it
didn't want to
wasn't
just put
working.
out another alkaline cleaner and say
Oh
this is the
no,
best wheel cleaner. Yeah.
no. And the thing is that since day one, I knew that if I wanted to get in the industry,
Yeah.
like I had to come up with something great, or something that would really work. Because keep in mind, if I was gonna get in this field of the business,
Mhm.
there's a lot of like big international, companies. At that point, you're putting yourself in a field where there's a lot of like, international companies, like with great products, very known.
Right.
So how do you get in the field where there's a lot of great products?
Mhm.
You got to come up with something great. You know,
Hmm.
it's not gonna really work, because that's one of the other things too, that I really focus on quality. That's my thing. Like you gotta, same thing with selling. You want to be the greatest, or you want to provide one of the best services out there. You gotta, it's a commitment.
Right.
So a year, it was kind of frustrating,
Mhm.
um because obviously when you want to start something, you want it to happen really quick, but you
Yeah.
can't speed up the process if you're creating something great, right?
Yeah.
You have to be patient. Um, so yeah, it was just dealing with like the viscosity, mobility, the color, because anything that you change, the whole thing changes.
Mhm.
So they got to go back to zero.
Right.
So,
Mhm.
and definitely learn a lot on the chemistry side.
Chemistry, yep.
Because keep in mind, when you're a detailer, just you all it's what the product is doing, right? But
Yeah.
you don't really know the chemistry behind it.
Yeah, you don't know the
And
why.
when you
Yep.
yeah, exactly. So when you
Yeah.
understand the chemistry of it, then you
Mhm.
start realizing that, hey, maybe this cleaner it's not only good for for wheels. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because like I said, now you understand the chemistry, so you know not only that it can be used as a wheel cleaner, but also it can be used for other things. And like I said, it was kind of intimidating too because I didn't know that language. I didn't know that you need to, as a sales, person that sells products, you have to understand that language because otherwise,
Mhm.
how you gonna educate your clients? How you gonna educate someone that's asking questions? And if you're not ready, then you're not even sure what you got in your hands.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
So what was it? What clicked that started kind of evolving into the final form of Breaker? What started coming together that you were like, oh yeah, we're getting on something now?
yeah, so my whole thing was, if it works as a spray on and rinse off
Mm-hmm.
on maintenance, then we know we got something,
Mm-hmm.
because at that time there was really not much of products like that. It
Yeah.
was more like I mentioned, your typical cleaner,
Mm-hmm.
spray on, agitate, rinse off,
Yes.
and my whole idea was, like I mentioned, just spray on, rinse off, excuse me, on a maintenance. You don't really have to do a lot of agitation or a lot of work. You're saving time on doing, especially your
Mhm.
maintenance, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um time is valuable. So once we hit that, it was like, okay, I think this is working, and I think it's getting where we want it to be. And that took like a full year. And when we got the final, the final formula, I was sharing it with my colleagues, friends. They're also detailers. I asked them, hey, try this. It's a wheel cleaner that we're working on, and just tell me your specs, and just let me know what you think. So got their feedback, and they were pretty excited about it. And once I got positive feedback, that's when I realized that, hey, I think this is it.
Mhm.
And we just decided to put it out there. So they're pretty good. I was amazed how good it did when I launched it. I was getting a lot of support from the local detailers, and they were pretty excited about it, and some of them were asking for a tire cleaner. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay. So I guess we nailed it, right, with the wheel cleaner. So
Yep.
it did really. It was worth the whole, full year of testing products, trying
Right. So I
different formulas.
noticed, you won't spray off, rinse off, spray on, rinse on, but you never brought up acids. So have you learned to just stay away from acids? And what is the kind of chemistry of Breaker? What's the pH and stuff? Where are we at with Breaker?
pH. Okay, so pH 12. It's at 12, alkaline
12.
base. Yeah, but yeah, that's something that I really, really focused on from
Mm-hmm.
at an early age of the business when the whole product line came to the idea of developing products, because
Mm-hmm.
as you mentioned, I had experience with acid.
Yep.
I know how to handle acid back to back. Like literally,
Mm-hmm.
I would use acid every single day. I messed
Mm-hmm.
up paint with acid,
Right.
so I know the pros and cons. But
Mm-hmm.
it's not good for your health. Yeah,
No.
it's good
Yep.
to use it like as an emergency, but to
Mm-hmm.
utilize it every day, it is not. It's not good for your health. Definitely
Yeah.
not.
So
So
so that's what I
we
noticed
played.
using Breaker was Breaker just seems to emulsify. Usually you get done with a wheel, you pull it in, and when you go to dry it, you're still cleaning up a couple spots. A couple spots still got some spots on it. You're like, ugh, let me clean this up. With Breaker, really does a good job of getting in those spots, loosening it up, and really cleaning that wheel really good. That's what I found. I found out I've just had some really, really clean wheels. You can hit the tire with it too. But like you said,
Right.
knockout is necessary if you want to, strip the dealership dressing or this or that for the super strong tire cleaner. But Breaker didn't have any strong whiffs in it, nothing like that. It was really pleasant to use, but still super powerful to really get a good clean on that wheel. I really liked it. And I used it on coated wheels, trashed wheels, really good cleaner. So it has like some good surfactants with that pH, just really make it that special blend. I know like what's the combo that makes it a winner?
Okay, so it was like I mentioned, it was based out of alkaline.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole formula itself, it's combined with alkaline. Yes, it does have surfactants. It has some so keep in mind, like I said, this is a product that was developed by chemists. When I'm not a chemist, I just know
Right.
like the basics of it.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of because we signed agreements and contracts with the company.
Okay.
So a lot of the stuff they don't share it. I think they do that because they're afraid, if we just take the whole formula and take it to, I don't know, maybe like a more closer, a local blender. So
I got you. Well,
uh,
Breaker's some good
yeah,
stuff. You can tell, it's lubricating. It suds up really nice. I bet it works amazing in a foamer. I just used it in the trigger so far, but I'm definitely going to stock up on it and give it a good go in the foamer. But yeah, really good stuff. So that led to Knockout Tire Cleaner. Tell us a little bit how that came into development.
So yeah, after Breaker, after a year with Breaker, we started working on Knockout. So since we had the blueprints of Breaker, it just made the process and faster. Because we have some type of foundation from Breaker. So we just play and tweak a little bit with Knockout. So our focus obviously was create something for tires, right?
Yep.
So it was really frustrating using degreasers and not cleaning or stripping all dressings. You would just agitate, and you will barely get it, up.
And sometimes
so
cause more browning in the tire. Yeah.
Yeah. So Knockout, it's another great product, man. We focus on, again, viscosity, same level as Breaker. And it's a little bit higher on the pH. I think it's at 12.
Yeah, definitely. It has a couple fumes to it. Knockout's pretty strong, yeah. But it does a great job. As soon as it hits that tire, you can see the breakdown happening.
Right.
Really good tire cleaner. Leaves the tire black. It's ready to accept that dressing. No browning. Really great stuff.
Right. So of course, like I mentioned, if you know a little bit of chemistry, the higher the alkaline, the more cleaning power. Because alkaline based cleaners, they tend to clean by burning. So we needed to go a little bit higher. We didn't want to, but we found out after, like I mentioned, trying different samples at different levels of alkaline, we noticed that like the higher the alkaline, the more efficient on cleaning and degreasing tires. So definitely went a little bit. We didn't go too far because again, we didn't want to create something that was very caustic.
Yep.
And unpleasant or uncomfortable to use.
Yep, I love that.
So we played with the safe level of alkaline. So that took 6 months. But on this one, I focused on the foamability. Foamability to me on Knockout was very important, just because you use your traditional cleaners, they're liquidy. They don't have a lot of foam. So what happens? It flashes like in minutes, seconds, especially when you're dealing in a hot summer. So at the moment
both of
the
these
product dries,
really cling, really good clingers.
Yeah, so at the moment the product
Stage
dries,
5 clinger.
That's right, Stage 5.
So at the moment the product dries,
it's useless.
It just stops working. Yeah, so
especially for you being mobile in LA, I can see that being a big point.
Right. Yeah. So to me, Knockout, the foam was really crucial, just because, like I mentioned, I didn't want to deal with like a product that didn't give you long working time. You know,
Mhm.
I was focusing on foamability because I knew the foamability was gonna allow the product to keep it active longer,
Yeah.
more working time. So
Mhm.
yeah, so it took 6 months, and again shared the formula with colleagues, and they were pretty excited about this product as well, and
Mhm.
got positive feedback, and launched it on the market. And
Mhm.
both products, they did really really good. Shortly after that, started getting a lot of stores, local stores, trying to
Mhm.
get our products on their hands, and we just at that point we started the distribution program.
Right. So did that lead to expanding the line of Kleentech, or did you want to stop at Knockout and Breaker, and maybe people kept hitting you up wanting this product, that product, or did you just have a urge to keep going with the product line?
No. I definitely have the urge of like keep expanding. Definitely, no doubt. Right
Mhm.
now, we don't want to talk about much about the new products that we're bringing in 2023. I'm really
Mhm.
excited. Being like I mentioned, it is really tough to deal with like two businesses, and I'm a father of like three children, beautiful children, and I just try to keep it balanced. But again, I'm still in the learning process. I'm still new
Yeah.
to this, the industry, and definitely learning little by little. But I'm literally focusing right now. I'm not really active right now on social media, just because there's a lot going on in my personal life. Positive things, not negative. Thank God. But
Mhm.
also focusing on developing new products.
There you go.
Definitely,
Well,
I'm so excited for 2023.
I'll run you down what I've used and just had success with. Breaker, knockout, whatever that blend is. You can see it going to work just immediately. Just tremendous wheel and tire cleaner. And like I said, the fumes are way down. Like you said, lower on the pH compared to everybody else's super powered, stuff that wants to melt the whole wheel and get it clean. But yeah, amazing stuff there. I think it has a special blend of emulsifiers in it that really just does a great
Right,
job.
right.
You sent me. Oh, you got Breakout. That's the iron remover. So if you want a specialized iron remover, check out Breakout. I haven't checked that one out. Anything to say about the iron remover?
Yeah, so we got a little issue with Breakout. I was pretty excited when we approved the formula,
Mm-hmm.
and like I mentioned, it's right now I'm switching to blenders, but for other products, I'm just keeping what it's already successful on the market, which is Breaker and Knockout. Um, but for the rest, I would say that I'm just gonna do the transition to a different blender, just because we are having hard times with this company,
Yeah.
and they're raising the prices like crazy, crazy, crazy high. So I'm trying to keep it affordable to my clients, because I know they're
Yeah,
trying to
that's
make a
another
living.
thing.
And
Me and Dewar were saying before the show, like this stuff's really affordable, really good
Mhm.
price. Yeah, just tremendous. Some more products I tried. I tried the new Delete, the water spot remover, fantastic, easy peasy water spot remover, gel form, so it clings to the
yes,
surface. No runs. Great stuff there.
Very
right,
nice.
Final Shot. I think it's Carnauba based or something, but great
yes,
topper for pretty much anything. It goes on smooth on ceramic coatings and stuff. Really nice. Just finish up a detail. Really nice, slick, good stuff there. Anything
right.
you want to say about Final Shot?
Final shot. Yes, final shot. When the whole, because look, like I mentioned, right? I'm still new to this whole like product thing, so
Mm-hmm.
I always ask questions to the chemist. What's the difference between silicone base, oil base, canola base, you name it. So
Mm-hmm.
then when I get my answers, I start analyzing, and I start doing my own experience on the pros and cons, right? So I didn't know that most of these quick detail sprays, they are silicone based,
Mm-hmm.
and the benefit of it, yeah, it gives you more shine, but then they're very staticky. They collect a lot of dust, and some of them are like sorry, some of them are silicone based and combined with alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to keep it to where it's just, pure shine. And I asked the chemist, hey, how can we do, is it possible to do carnauba? Because I heard it before, starting the whole final shot
Yep.
process and development. Someone has said that it's not impossible to infuse carnauba into a quick detailer. So I started doing my research, and of course, it was coming from someone that didn't know much about, the formula. So um, it took about, also, it took like 5 months, I believe, because to me, I'm very specific, right, on the development of the products. I tend to focus on, scent, color, just what really is going to represent,
Yeah.
So and all the products that I have, I don't rush the process of it. If I'm not satisfied, then we're not just going to launch it just because I feel like it's, taking too long, or just because I feel like it's going to do well. No, I want to make sure that I'm 100% sure that, it's really gonna, do and perform its job and it serve its purpose, right? So, but going back to Breakout, yes, Breakout, which is our wheel iron cleaner.
Yeah.
We had a little issue at the beginning. It was like it was a failure of a mix of the what you call it, the components didn't blend properly. So there
Right.
was like small specks in like containers. So clients were figuring out. I didn't notice it because I was just pumping straight from the barrel to the containers and didn't catch it. It looked normal when I, did the whole bottling. But when it arrived to the clients, that's when you noticed like the whole small speck. So it became an issue. And
Yeah. So is it's
but
like
we
kind of, so are you still selling it? Or are you gonna take it off? What's the plan
uh
there?
no. Yeah. So I'm actually this coming week, because I was on the last batch, which
Mm-hmm.
it didn't get contaminated,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely getting reformulated. And I received first sample of the blenders
New batch.
that yeah, a new batch from these new blenders. So definitely gonna be a different scent, different. Oh, and also because one of the things that I didn't like when the whole batch, came to us, was that viscosity. It was a CSP or something like that. It was a 55 or 75, something like that, and we had requested at a 15. So it was tremendously
Yeah.
thick. So there was problems with, like, with the spray head shooting it to the wheel.
Oh,
Um,
wow. And you have
but
the good spray heads on there. You come with the Toco
the
sprayers as
Toco,
well, right?
yeah,
Yep.
Toco, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
premium bottle, premium
and
label, premium sprayer, just good
yes,
stuff. Yep.
yes. So, but definitely excited on this new batch that we're working on. It's gonna have a very, very pleasant cherry scent.
I
It's
was about to say it looks like it's focused on, actually smelling, not like, dead animal.
oh no, yeah. I mean, if you know, these products are known to have that, unpleasant scent.
Yeah.
So definitely want to make a change on this formula by
Right.
infusing a pleasant scent to kind of neutralize the bad odor and
Yeah.
bad smell of these products.
So good stuff there with the
But
wheel and tire cleaners. Yeah, well, I got to get my hands on some of that sometime. But we got Final Shot, Magic Mist, and Hydro Boost. So go through them real quick. I'm assuming Final Shot's Carnauba, Magic Mist is polymer, and ceramic is ceramic. Is that the differences?
yeah, so ceramic. We're talking about Hydro Boost, ceramic detail spray. Want to
Mhm.
create when the whole idea came of creating a ceramic based detailer. It was just simple, right? Just spray on, no streaking, but nice water beating.
Mhm.
And it took like about 2 months. It didn't take too long to actually get it to, where it is, and it did really good. Tested it for about, I would say, 3 weeks with a bunch of vehicles on maintenance, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and 2 months, and it did really good. So it's, just a basic ceramic base detailer that provides really, really awesome water beading and crystal clear light shine. And it lasts about 2 months with proper maintenance, of course. And as long as you use
Nice.
like a premium washing
Mhm.
wax soap or like, a nice pH balance soap, you'll
Mhm.
you'll get about 2 months.
So Magic
Um,
Mist designated drying aid is what you would say?
yes,
Yes.
yes, of
All
course.
right. So good stuff there. Slick. Little bit of protection.
Yes, definitely, definitely, a little bit of
Nice.
protection.
Nice.
And Magic Mist, yes, it's more like a polymer base
Mhm.
spray wax. Really love that
Sure.
stuff. A lot of detailers don't know how to utilize it
Mhm.
because you guys were mentioning. I was watching a video of you guys earlier. I think it was with Hypercane, I believe, and you guys were doing like a small introduction. And
Mhm.
I feel like this new generation, they just want products ready to use. They just don't want to mix products. They just want to grab their bottle and start their job.
Mhm.
Um, and I tell the retailers, man, like, look, just how you are professional on performing a job, you should be a professional on, you know, mixing your products. It
Mhm.
doesn't, take too much knowledge on mixing or, um, just watering down your products. Um, but I feel like that's the issue with Magic Mist when it
Mhm.
comes to detailers utilizing it because they fight streaking. It is a
Mhm.
polymer base. It has a very high level of shine, but if you learn how to utilize it, oh man, it's gonna blow your mind. Not only it can be used on paint, it can be used on I use it on interiors
Mhm.
and painted surfaces. I use it on glass, on exterior plastics. It does amazing. What I typically do, I saturate the surface of plastic,
Mhm.
let it soak it, and after 5-10 minutes, come back, and it's like if you had just restored the plastic.
Nice.
Nice.
So you're saying dilute
It
it
is.
about what, 1-to-1? Cut it in half or something?
Uh, so it is very versatile. You can dilute
Mhm.
it if you want to as a quick detail spray. If you want to use
Mhm.
it as a high gloss spray wax, you can use it as a drying aid also. My
Mhm.
best tip for it, if it's giving you hard times to use it as a drying aid. Sorry, no, on as a spray wax on a dry surface, just quickly mist it as a
Mhm.
drying aid and just you know mix it with the water and it's just level it out. You know,
Beautiful.
Nice.
There you go.
um,
Bunch of
and
new
it leaves a
products to
very
try
slick
out.
finish.
Yeah. Doer, you got anything to
Yeah.
add to all these good looking products he's got over here?
No, I just want to throw out one quick question that we had.
Yeah, we got one question.
Jumping back to Breaker. Breaker pH safe for ceramic coated wheels.
I've tested it. I'd say it's safe. Yes, and if you want to be extra careful, you dilute it 1-to-1, stretch it out a little bit, cut the pH a little down, and the wheel coating should be able to withstand breaker pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I had a bad experience. Utilizing breaker. I'm not sure if it was the brand of the coating, but when the whole development of the product was getting done, we
Mhm.
tested it on a wheel, on a ceramic coated wheel, and I don't know. It had a very funny reaction because it started bubbling, and
Oh no.
it just kind of
Oh,
yeah,
geez.
yeah. So I honestly, because of my experience, when they ask me if it's safe on ceramic coatings, I tend to
Mhm.
tell them, like, I don't recommend it on ceramic because at that point, I don't want to, tell them, yeah, utilize it. But then,
Yeah.
they come back and they say, hey, you said it's safe to play on,
Mhm.
on, on,
Mhm.
ceramic coated vehicles. So I always tell them, utilize it. If it's a ceramic coated wheel, utilize it and dilute it about 10-to-1. Because at that point, if it's a
Yeah.
ceramic coated vehicle, then
You
you're
have the
not dealing
self
with brake
cleaning
dust.
abilities. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So just to
Mhm.
play it safe. But
There you go. Play it safe, dilute it down, do your thing.
mhm.
All right, Dewey, you got anything else for us
Do it
over
on
there?
your own risk.
Yep. Yep.
No,
There
I
you go.
think it's you're definitely passionate about the products that you have. It doesn't seem like you're just one of those ones to just throw out a product to throw out a product. Which is kind of a common theme with a lot of the guests that we have, which I think is great because they care,
Right. Yep.
and I mean, you've kept the inventory small of the products that you have, which kind of shows that it's quality versus just quantity. So I think it's great, and I look forward to seeing what else you got up your sleeve.
Each product has a specific function.
Yep,
that does it very well so far. Fire dressing, all that good stuff. But any last thoughts, Mr. Mendez, and then give us the plugs, and we'll get you out of here.
Nah, man, just pretty excited about what's coming for 2023. Like I mentioned, just focusing on, developing and expanding, obviously, the line. We're still working on expanding the line, but definitely doing business with other local stores. We're gonna start distributing to 2 new stores here around LA. I'm pretty excited for that, because just before I wanted to keep it exclusive. I didn't want to do a distribution program, but then I just started thinking about my colleagues. I was like, you know what? I gotta put myself in their shoes. Like, I would want to pick a bottle of a great product at my local store, right?
Yeah.
Because most of the times we don't have the time, or when we're dealing with an emergency, we don't have the time to order a bottle of a wheel cleaner of products online and then wait for like 2-3 days later after you you needed it. But so then I opened so I opened myself to that opportunity, and we did great. So we got a lot of support from local detailers in LA. They were just literally spreading the word to their local stores. So that's how they contact us, and they heard about us. So it was pretty exciting, to see how people were supporting and just spreading the word.
Where can we find you on the social media?
Social media, you can find us on Instagram, Kleentech Car Care, and we're new to TikTok.
TikTok, I see on there.
We're new to the community of TikTok. A little crazy. You'll see a lot of stuff that you don't see on Instagram. So I'll suggest to those who are not in TikTok. Yes, TikTok is something else. But definitely different audience, right? And this is the reason why I decided to open my account TikTok, just because I knew that there was gonna be a big audience that you don't find on Instagram. I feel like there's more people active on TikTok than Instagram. Same thing that happened with the whole Facebook and Instagram. So
it feels like Instagram doesn't want to push your stuff as much. I don't know what Instagram does over there, but TikTok's like, everybody watch this. Everybody watch this. Yeah.
The algorithm is not the same.
Yeah, no. I don't know what the deal with Instagram is, but they need to do something about
it. Definitely. But you can find us on TikTok, Kleentech, KLEENTECH.
There you go.
And
you'll see the nice, beautiful logo. Man. Good stuff.
Thank
you.
You.
What's the plugs on the way out? Got any good plugs over there you want to?
Yeah, I got the friends over. Oh, let me just pull it up here. I was too busy looking at the Kleentech Instagram page. Got a little distracted. So TOC Supplies, Bucky VW gets 10% off, and Carzilla as well. Bucky VW gets 5% off for some other products there. So definitely take advantage of that. And whether it's your favorite products or you want to try something new with Kleentech, stock up before Christmas. I would advise to order sooner rather than later to make it sure that it's under that tree for you.
That's right. And on the way out, I've used, you got to try Breaker and Knockout. Mr. Mendez, holding it close to vest, what really makes these products special. But I think there's a good blend of surfactants in there that just do a fantastic job and, aren't going to give you the coughing fits and all that good stuff. And I've just had great success with the bottles of it that I went through. So just fantastic product. I'm looking forward to trying more Kleentech, and it was a pleasure having you on the cast, Mr. Mendez, and we'll definitely talk to you again in the future for sure, and look forward to seeing your growth with Kleentech.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys' support, and I appreciate for the opportunity. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for coming on.
That's right, and there you go. You know where to find those stocking stuffers, cleaner stash, promo Jamie 10 Car Supplies Warehouse. Go find the 12 days of Christmas deals, every day new deal. Go check them out. Use that promo code, but use my link. It's in the description. Kleentech's link in the description. All the good stuff. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Who we got next week, Dewar? I think it's a Canadian guest.
Yeah, we got some Canadians from TOC Supplies. Owen's finally making some time for us.
Supplies is finally coming on the Cleaner Cast. Owen's finally got his stuff together. He's going to join us. All right, everybody. We'll catch you next week. Thanks for all the good stuff. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff. We'll see you next week.
Take care, everyone.